This week, Dakota went on his first adventure to the arena. He leads quite naturally, just kind of follows along. As I mentioned in a previous episode, one of the best ways to train a horse is just to walk him. So much can be worked out on a walk. I could hear Dakota's breathing increase as we passed the barn, but he just kept on following me. Once in the arena, I took Dakota over to some barrels. I made a squeeze where he would have to pass between two barrels. He was not sure it was safe, so I widened the gap until he went through. Pretty good for a first time. Today was going to be a big day for Aries. I introduced him to a rope. Since I can't exactly walk up and explain things to him, I had to let him figure it out on his own. As with the bamboo pole, I want to keep the rope on him until he stops. I don't want him to think he can escape the rope by running. Once Aries stopped running, I was able to do some real work with the rope. I want to be able to toss it anywhere on him, let it touch him all over, including his legs. Here Aries turns around and the rope wraps around behind his hind legs. This was perfect. He could now feel the rope across his back legs. One of the goals here is to get the rope up near his head and get the other end. Then I can start to teach Aries to yield to pressure. Once I got a hold of the other end of the rope, I had the not so well thought out idea of snapping the end of the rope back onto itself. This created a slip knot around his neck. I wasn't very concerned with him hurting himself. I felt I had enough rapport with him to keep him calm. My problem now was that I had gotten it on. How would I get it off? Aries very quickly understood the concept of yielding to pressure. now for how to get the rope off. I thought I'd use the bamboo pole to loosen the rope and lift it off. Aries was initially not on board with this strategy. I think he finally understood I was not focused on him, I was focused on the rope. He stopped and stood while I used the pole to scratch my way up his neck until I could get the pole underneath the rope and loosen it. Since I had the pole with me, I decided to try and touch Aries all over with the pole. He was very suspicious of the pole around his legs. He particularly didn't like his back legs being touched. Just like running won't make the stimulus stop, neither will kicking. He eventually accepted the pole touching his back legs. Today, at the last minute, I decided to work on Dakota's wild mane. I haven't brushed him at all yet, so I was pleasantly surprised when he stood for his first grooming session. Frankly, from the look on his face, he was enjoying it immensely. Horses groom each other as a way of bonding. The same is true when people groom horses. So grooming and hand walking are some of the best bonding exercises you can do with a horse. Next, I wanted to see if Dakota would let me touch his legs. I've touched his legs with the bamboo pole, but not with my hands. Dakota again revealed his kind nature by not batting an eyelash as I rubbed all 4 legs. The only time he got a little worried was when I touched the top of his tail. He turned around to look at me as if to say, "Now what could you possibly want back there?" It's also important Dakota get used to having his face and ears touched. These are sensitive areas on a horse, and he was great about it all. Now it's time for a walk. Dakota was not initially sure horses could walk on rubber mats, but he gave it a shot and found them to be quite safe. Dakota is such a kind-natured little horse, and true to his age and heritage, he's pretty much game for anything. Today I continued to work with Aries and a rope. I wanted to work more on yielding to pressure from the rope. He's pretty non-reactive when I swing the rope around his face, neck, back, and body. He's paying attention, but he isn't too concerned. Here Aries gives himself the opportunity to work on having the rope touch his front legs. Since I had him standing still, I offered my hand for a sniff. When teaching a horse to yield to pressure, it's important to have accurate timing. The instant the horse gives to pressure, there must be a release. Otherwise, he has no way of knowing when he has done what you've asked for. Mustangs teach you to be pretty dexterous with rope tossing. It's very tempting, and indeed it's human nature, to meet resistance with resistance. If Aries resists against me, and I resist back, like will meet like, and he will resist harder. And I guarantee you in a strength contest, he will win. The trick is to meet resistance with an elastic feel. I don't want to give to his pulling, but I am also not going to pull against him. I want to try and keep the same level of pressure until he gives, then I give. It's tricky and requires really good timing. Now when I offer my hand, I am looking for a specific response from him. I want him to face me and reach, not turn away, not toss his head. Once he offers a nice, quiet reach, I release. Aries is currently more comfortable with my proximity if I don't reach for him. Once I got close enough, I started to blow air towards his nostrils. I think he was intrigued, but then had one of those "what the heck am I doing" moments. He let me stand quite close to him for a few minutes. As he shifted his weight to get rid of flies, I tried to shift my weight in mirror to him. This was a great week for both Aries and Dakota. I am so proud of both of them.